my mom would be like, I'm going to go shopping. I'd be like, I'm going to just hang out by the payphone and call fake numbers. And I would always dial 1-900 BUTTS. I don't know why. It was just what I did.
All right, welcome to This Week in Nerd History. This is a podcast where we take a look at all the fun, dumb, nerdy stuff from the past, present, and future. I'm Mike. Joining me, we got AJ and Sal. How you guys doing?
Good.
Sweet.
How much money did you guys lose on the Super Bowl?
Oh, man. $0.
Yeah, I lost a lot. I thought the one puppies were gonna beat the other puppies, and then it was just like, I don't know, 50 G's later.
The whole thing's rigged, right? And then James Gunn showed up and just ruined everything.
All right, we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We got the 26th anniversary of Office Space, one of my favorite movies. It came out on the 19th. Brave New World comes out tomorrow as we're recording, so Friday on Valentine's Day. And we got some Transformers answers from our wonderful fans. So a little bit of like light shining on some of the weird questions that we had. Yeah. So thanks everybody for commenting. From ya boy Chips Ahoy, that's a fantastic name, I think. Explains a bit about lube and hole punch and heartburn and heat stroke, all of our favorites. So they write, as a Transformers nerd, I feel I should clarify some stuff, LOL. Lube is a power master who turns into a power-up for a normal Transformer. Heartburn, heat stroke, and hole punch are all target masters who, as said in the video, turn into weapons for normal Transformers. Both the target and power masters are as big as like a normal person in universe, because most of the time they are a separate race of beings in robot exosuits, except when they're not, but that's just because that's how Transformers operates as a franchise. Toys aren't that big. They have those very simple transformations. It's like they just fold in half, which is why they look like ass. And the toys aren't even like 3 or 4 inches tall. So that is that explains a lot.
That is that's very eye-opening. Also, I didn't think it's kind of smart to say, like, okay, these guys are going to transform and be, like, the main dudes, and these other guys are just weapons.
Yeah, right.
And then some of them are power-ups? How does that work, though? It's like, okay, you get to be the mushroom.
You get to be invincible for 15 seconds. Yeah.
You get to be the Tanuki leaf.
Sorry that I died.
Enjoy.
Tell my wife.
So this was mostly from ya boy Chips Ahoy, and then Shattered Trousers, another fantastic name, replied, "You're right. Almost all the toys chosen for this game are transformable accessories packed with Transformers toys. It makes the game extra tough, though. All right, that worked out good because they weren't like main characters.
Yeah, they didn't have main character energy. I'll be honest.
They really didn't, especially Discharge."
Disgusting Discharge, my goodness.
I listened to the last episode while I was walking my dog, and I have such a shit for brains memory that while I'm listening, even though I was there and playing it, I couldn't remember all of the correct answers. And so I had to play again, and I was still wrong most of the time.
There's only 3 choices. How?
I just have such a bad memory. I could be going into a movie with you, and you could tell me the end of the movie, and during the movie, I still would be like, "What's gonna happen?" And I would be distraught and completely just emotionally damaged by the end if it's an emotional film, and just sobbing I didn't see that coming.
So you've seen it twice.
Yeah. I can see any movie again, and it's I've seen it for the first time.
You're gonna turn into the worst version of Memento, where you just have tattoos that just say lube, discharge.
Because I really need to remember those specifically.
Yes. Yeah,
exactly. It'll pay off. Tomorrow is Captain America: Brave New World.
I thought you were going to say tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
It is.
We didn't talk about that at all.
I know. I was about to say too, not to change the subject a bit, but there's no solid Valentine's Day movie. There's a movie called Valentine's Day, but it's one of those where it's it's all celebrities and shit, right? I don't think I've ever seen it.
I've never seen it.
Oh.
I don't think I'm going to. I felt like when it came out, it was trying to be Love Actually, and I was like, you're not.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're not. So don't.
I'm down if like a character goes, but it's Christmas. I'm like, right on. But if someone is like passionately being like, yeah, I can't believe you didn't do this elaborate thing. It's Valentine's Day. Like, you might as well say it's Arbor Day for the level of my enthusiasm.
Exactly. It's just not realistic either. It's just like an adult. You're just like, it's like fucking
adult.
Wednesday. I worked all day. What like?
Yeah. What do you want me to like make you a 6-course dinner? Like
Yeah.
I worked 14 hours. Give me a break. I just want to put on my sweats and go to bed.
Exactly.
Please.
Exactly.
I literally sent my husband a meme yesterday that had like, it's like the word and a clap in between every word, and it said, "Girls don't want chocolate, they want raccoons." That's what I want. I want a raccoon.
That's awesome. We had some mini drama outside of our. We have our side door that goes to our backyard. Holly put together. We have like 4 different luxurious cat houses for the stray cats in the neighborhood, or any animal that wants to come around and like hang out. So there's one that's like right outside our side door, and we have like one of our little cameras out there just to like if it goes off, we'll come out and feed her. And so we've been trying to like get her in there, and like classic cat fashion. This thing is like 2 stories, super nice. There's like hay and all this shit inside, and then there's just like a wet cardboard box next to it, and she just goes in the cardboard box all the time. Son of a bitch. So like. Holly set up this other thing. We just have like a beach chair or whatever, like those fold up ones, just on the other, like right. It's all this like little campground that we have just right outside our door now. And she's propped up like an umbrella because it was raining a little bit last night, and put some blankets on there and everything like that. So we got the camera stuff. She got the cat to go into the house last night, and she slept in there for a while. But then like our camera kept going off in the middle of the night. The cat went in. And then the other neighborhood cat came in and saw her coming and going. So he like went to check it out. And then she got out and jumped in like the little chair. And then at a certain point, a raccoon came by and was just like looking by, and it looked into the chair. Was like, oh shit! And then like took out. Like the raccoons are scared of the cats. So this is my life. This is my entertainment in the morning. Because we were both like, when we got up, we're both like, did you see the video? Did you see the raccoon?
Howdy there, folks. Video James here. Do you like trading card games and VTubers? Are you too old and scared to know what a VTuber is? I know I am. Well, the only way to find out is to head on over to Gamersups and pre-order their V-Card Rising Stars card game. These cards feature over 50 internet idols and have 100% unique art from 100% human artists. Each box helps support VTubers, artists, and the community. So pre-order yours today, and don't forget to enter the promo code Dorkly for some free samples. I'm gonna go ask Voltronica if she's a VTuber.
So anyway, Valentine's Day and Captain America.
Yeah, it's with the hubbub that's coming around about that movie. It's gonna be a dark day for Marvel. Holy crap! It's not going well, so to speak. People who are like, "Oh man, the MCU is kind of like effed." Captain America's not helping.
Is it? It's just the reviews aren't good. I haven't really
They're not. You know, they're like, Yeah. It's not terrible. Mm-hmm. That's the best. That's the highest quality people can give it. Where they're like, oh. These are people who saw it for free.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, I had to ride the bus to see this.
Well, I wanted to just watch the latest one real quick, and then we can just do like a little review. So just make sure you guys can hear this. Here we go.
It's the freak phone. Here's the party freak. Party freaker. Call now. 1-900-4903.
This goes on for a while. Sorry, guys.
What's getting from New York to LA? Call now. 1-900-4903. Happy what's jamming. Party till you drop. Dial in, hear the action. What's hot and what's not? Call now. 1-900-4903.
Still going.
There's 2 versions.
And now you can call the phone freaks on the freak phone for freaky, frightening.
I'm calling the freak.
Who are these guys?
I think they changed course at some point.
Madcap, wacky, warp madness. Give us a call, 1-900-490-FREAK. A dazzling, diabolical, hideous dimension of torrid, twisted terror. Join the party. Selected callers get to talk to one of the phone freaks live. Call us now, 1-900-490-FREAK. just $2 a call.
Completed as
Sorry
dialed.
about that.
Please check the number and dial
Yeah,
again.
I called.
Yeah.
It's disconnected.
Welcome to
Yeah.
Verizon Wireless.
It does not work.
I'll play the actual thing now.
Captain America, we've dedicated our entire lives to serving this country.
Friday free going. No free call now. 1-900-490-FREAK. Join the party. The fast and easy way. You hear what's
All right. So I mean, it starts to make a little bit more sense why the reviews are like kind of
Yeah,
they put too much stock in Freddy Freaker.
who's I assume going to be an Avenger at some point.
I don't know if they change from. I think his original one, he was like a villain. If they switch it up and then now he's an Avenger, that's a little interesting.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got, guys. I didn't really want to talk about Brave New World.
That's great.
Perfect. No notes.
That's better than spending 20 minutes talking about that movie.
I don't know the timeline for when those two versions of the commercial came out with like the three dudes, but I feel like those three guys found that puppet one in the garage or whatever, and then it was like, I don't know, early 90s or like the natural progression is to make this a 1-900 number.
Oh yeah.
Where people can call in, and then I don't even know what it was
Right,
like.
what is the
Just
what
be
is the
a
problem?
freak.
It was like
Just be a freak.
I called a lot of 800 and 900 numbers in my day. When I was a kid.
We would go to Big Y when I was little. My mom would be like, I'm going to go shopping. I'd be like, I'm going to just hang out by the payphone and call fake numbers. And I would always dial 1-900 Big Butts. I don't know why. It was just what I did.
Was it Big Butts or was it just
I don't know.
incidental?
I don't remember. Like I would dial it a bunch. So I guess I eventually was hoping someone would pick up. I don't know. I wasn't like into butts or anything.
No, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to say.
Just funny to say.
Was it just because it was like BUT? Was it because it was 7 numbers afterwards?
That's
Or,
it.
like, was that an actual number, or were you just like dialing in because that's funny?
I was just dialing it because it was funny.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Yeah, my friends would challenge each other like, what are some like obscenities that we can fit that are 7 numbers? Like where we could like this could be a real thing. And
could
once
be
in
a
a
real
while
number.
it was. We're like, you called 1-800 like Big Butts, and we got the biggest butts around. I'm like, yes. All right, well, that's it.
That's it.
Hang up.
And then it would be like enter. Oh, I feel like it would be like enter 225 to like to make this call happen. Like imagine you have to sit there with 9 quarters to put in for 1 minute.
Oh my god! One time, my friend and I were on his older brother's phone, and we're calling 800 numbers, just calling up like chat lines, and then like doing our best Goofy impressions.
Like the character Goofy.
Yeah, like hook yoke. Like it's just doing voices at these poor like sex workers. And so we're doing this like a lot, like ad nauseum, and we're having a blast because we're like 12 and we're crying, just tears all over the phone. And so finally we go, all right, this is the last one, and it's the same one we've been calling 7 or 8 times. So we call that number, and the woman loses it, like just completely gives us the riot act, and we're like. And because we're both like white suburban kids who have their moms and like are afraid of them, we just hung up. And then the phone rang, and we're like, "No!"
Oh my god!
Just let it ring. So it rings. His brother's answering machine picks up, and this woman leaves a voice message where she's like, "You have 2 boys in your house who are making illegal phone calls, calling sex numbers, and leaving obscene messages." And we're like we're just freaking out. So she leaves the message, and then we're like, what are we going to do?
You
So we
gotta
take the
delete
tape
the
out and set it on
message.
fire. Like, what
Of course, it's the only thing you can do.
we had to burn the tape.
Yes.
Then we had to find
You
another
can't
tape.
just rewind and delete it.
We couldn't trust that.
The mom comes home like, what happened to the tape? I don't know.
No, that
Don't
was the best
know.
part. It was his brother's phone. So, he's just going to be like, hey, what the hell? Where the I don't have any voice messages. What the hell is that tape? Could I have gotten high and thrown my tape away? That's too possible. I'm just going to leave it alone.
I guess what's it, just like star 69 or whatever it was to like call like that. Oh my god!
The idea was I want to say it was pre Star 69, but I don't know. Like, but it was like the idea of them calling us back was unheard of. It was never a possibility. It never entered our field of concept. We were just like, oh no!
I remember the only dumbest thing like that. Mine was very mild, but it was like I was at like Stop and Shop payphone. Same deal, AJ. Like my mom's shopping. I was like, I'm gonna hang up on the payphone. And
that seems fine.
Yeah.
Why is this a thing we did as kids?
I don't know. It was like the most entertaining thing. I didn't have money for like the candy things or
Right?
the little plastic things, so it's like, let's see what happens.
I can tell you what I did for those two. Keep going.
The only thing I would do, I would call the operator and I'd be like, can I get an emergency breakthrough for the number of the payphone that I'm at? And they'd just be like, hang up the phone. They would just be like, instantly just like, I'm like, and hang up.
An emergency breakthrough for yourself.
Yeah.
Did you guys know the trick where it's like it's a phone operator trick? If you typed 550 and the last 4 digits of the phone number you were calling from, and then hung up, and then picked up, hung up again, it made that phone ring.
What?
Yeah, that was
How
like
did you know this? How did you learn
These
this?
are the tricks.
Yeah.
These are the
You're
tricks.
just a
This is what you
bored
gotta
kid
do.
So you
in
have to
New
do
Jersey.
it, hang up,
You learn all
pick
the
up,
tricks.
hang up again, and then it'll ring.
Yeah, you hang up, you pick up, you'll hear a different pitch dial tone. That'll know that it's gone through. Then you hang up, and the phone will
And
ring.
then it rings.
And then you pick it up, and it just makes that same noise. It's just like, woo.
But it's so you could make a phone ring.
Yes, I would do that to every public phone near me. And people would be like,
You're
"This
such a
phone?"
menace to society.
I was a complete
I love
menace.
it.
People would be like, "This phone is ringing." Like, what? Hello, boo. What the hell? Just a little bit of confusion to add to the world. Our high school had a payphone in the middle of the front hallway. You
Yeah.
could bet your bottom
We had
dollar I
one
did that
off
at
the
least
side
once
of
a
the-
week. The best moment was when the vice principal was like, "Hello," like he had heard about the ringing phone, picked it up himself,
The mystery
didn't know what to
the
do with the
ghost
information
mystery
of a
ringing
tone, and was
phone.
just like, ah! And I'm like, okay, I have to stop.
The other thing I did at Big Y when my mom was shopping is I would go over to the area where they had all the little candy machines, and I would look underneath to see if there was any candy that fell underneath, and I would find one, and I would squish it into the shape of a coin, and then I would put it in the machine, and I would sometimes be able to get free candy that way. I would just jam it up with candy in the machine. I got free candy at least twice because I kept doing it.
That's worth it.
Wow.
Certain candies it doesn't work as well with, but you get like an old Skittle and you can squish it really good, and it makes a good stand-in for a quarter.
It's because of the trace amounts of lead that are in every Skittle.
All right, so Sal, you got a new segment for today, right?
That's right. This is the first in a 200-part series where I break down all the different sizes of the Incredible Hulk's deuces. So we start in ancient Egypt, where the...
Oh, sorry guys. I gotta take this. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no sweat. Sal, is it summer where you are?
We're both on the East Coast.
So no?
AJ? AJ? AJ!
What is it, Colonel?
AJ, we can hear you.
Is this line secure?
I just need to cut away from the podcast. Okay, we're secure.
AJ?
You're on camera. Status update.
I've infiltrated the podcast. Project Idiot Kill is underway.
Do they suspect anything?
They spent 3 hours ranking candy bars. They're oblivious.
Hey, are we the idiots?
I kind of want a candy bar.
Continue to gain their trust and then eliminate the threat.
Understood. AJ out.
AJ? AJ? AJ! Everything good?
Yeah. Let's continue with the mission. I mean the podcast.
Something's different. Did you get a haircut?
I did.
Looks nice.
Looks great.
Yeah. All right, so this is Yesterday in Nerd History, and we are talking about Office Space. It came out 26 years ago, February 19th. It was Mike Judge's second film after Beavis and Butthead Do America? That was before Office Space? Wow. For some
Yeah,
reason.
he did his little animations, his Milton animations. He had 3 of them, and then he did Beavis and Butthead Do America, and then like switched over to, this was his first foray. His first foray.
His first foray.
I can't say that fucking word.
Foray?
This was his first live action film.
Yeah, right. I forgot about the Milton shorts completely. Like
I never saw them. I wanna watch them. I don't know if they're available. I just kind of
YouTube.
assumed
sure you
they
can find them on
didn't, and I was too scared to look because I was like, if they're not there, I'm gonna be mad. So I just didn't even look.
I can't be hurt.
The Milton shorts that he made were created like just as an individual project while he was working. Like he wasn't like a full-time animator or anything. He was just doing them in his spare time for fun, and then he like started doing Beavis and Butthead after that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Like I wouldn't have thought that you would have something that was more of like a pastime. He was working actual office jobs when he did it, and that's why it was so, office standard blah stuff.
Must have been infinitely more difficult to get that done, like pre-internet and
God.
easy animation software, to get that done on his own while working. That's insane.
Yeah.
I saw that bit, like he was working, he had like just a kind of a soul-crushing office job where he had to alphabetize shit. It was like 8 weeks, like nonstop of like alphabetizing some forms or whatever, and it was just like he couldn't take a break and he couldn't talk to anybody because he would lose his place like in the alphabet where he was doing it. So like it was like 8 weeks straight of it, and I think that was he was saying like that was sort of his big inspiring moment to really get into this and stuff. But Matt Damon was considered for the role of Peter.
Yeah, he was. So this was a joint with Fox, right? Mike Judge was working with Fox for a bunch of stuff, and they wanted a bankable name to be one of the actors in Office Space. So they said, look at Matt Damon and who's his buddy? Ben Affleck. Yeah, they're like, go talk to him. Go talk to those guys. Maybe they can help you out. He was supposed to meet with Matt Damon and then got like a tape from Ron Livingston and said, no, that's my Peter. And I don't know if like he canceled the Damon one or it just didn't happen. But he was like, no, I want Ron Livingston.
I adore this movie. I saw it in theaters twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
saw it. No one's
I
there.
kind of wish
Me
I
and a
saw it in
friend.
theaters. I don't think I did. I don't think I saw it until I was in college, and I immediately bought the soundtrack, and I love the soundtrack. But I also owned the movie, and I quoted it all the time. I would always say like, and I said, no salt, no salt.
Yeah, definitely gave power to the mumbler, where it was just like burn this whole place to the
Oh
ground.
no, my God. I remember I didn't see it until college. I got it like on DVD or whatever, and I immediately we watched it with like in our room with like a bunch of people in there, and then I immediately watched it over again, and everyone like left because I just wanted to watch it again. I was like, "This is the best fucking movie."
You
I've
were
seen
like,
in a long
I need more of this.
Yep.
I think I didn't see it actually until after I think I saw a poster of it before I saw it. So the whole thing of like the guy covered in Post-it notes is very much like in my mind. I'm like, yes, that's Office Space. But I didn't know until recently that Mike Judge hated that poster, and he hated the tagline that was on the
Work
poster.
sucks.
Yeah. He said that he thought the poster, it was just work sucks. He said he thought the poster looked like it was a like a Big Bird or something. They're like, how does this doesn't speak to anybody. This doesn't sell anything about the film.
I was in school when we saw Office Space, and in our library at school, there was a networked printer, and it was the only printer I've ever seen in my life that actually had the error PC load letter.
Oh, yeah.
And I got in so much trouble because I got the error that said PC load letter. What the fuck does that mean? And I was like, no, it's okay. It's a reference to a movie that no one in this building has seen. That happened to me a lot. I'd quote a movie and they're like, you can't say that word. And I'm like,
But it's a movie.
but it's a movie.
But
I'm
it's a
quoting
quote.
a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not me saying it. It's
It's not me saying it. I'm the vessel for a reference you need to get. But yeah, the sequence of them like beating the printer is like iconic because like I don't know, nobody prints anything anymore now unless like
Back
it's
up in
being
your
printed.
ass with the resurrection.
Samira is like just amazing when they're like celebrating like stealing from the company and they're all drunk back at Peter's apartment or condo, and then Samira just breakdance.
I know, just breakdancing. Yeah.
Apparently, he just does that for fun, like with his friends, like all the time on the weekends. So that was like ad libbed. It wasn't like scripted. He was just like,
no,
I'm
he
just
was
gonna
like,
break
I know how to
dance.
break dance. They're like, then do it.
Do it.
it.
Do it.
I heard a rumor about this movie, and I don't know if it's true, especially because I've seen outdoor scenes and like there is a clear sky. But I thought that like this was shot during like massive fires in Texas.
Yes, I read about that. Yes. So the first couple of days that they were shooting, they were shooting in Texas, between I think Austin and somewhere else. And there was fires in Mexico, and it was making the sky like white, and they wanted to shoot the first couple scenes in the traffic jam, and they couldn't. They had to postpone that part, and they had to do like indoor scenes instead. Because
Nice.
you're correct. That is
Okay.
a true story.
Though brilliantly cast. I love Dietrich Bader. Hey, Peter, man, check out Channel 9.
Damn, that was a good. God damn. That was good.
It blew up my voice a little bit, but yeah.
I saw something about Dietrich Bader's character. He goes, I want him to look like somebody who likes the Allman Brothers. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
He does look like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you have a bad day, does anybody ever say to you, it sounds like somebody has a case of the Mondays?
No, man.
No.
I think I'd get my ass kicked for that.
No, shit, no. I reckon you get your ass kicked saying something like that. Michael Bolton, I understand that, like, the actor, I loved the actor who plays Michael Bolton in that movie from Mad TV.
Yeah.
I'd been watching Mad TV. I loved him. I see him in Office Space. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
He's great. Apparently got fired for doing this movie from Mad TV.
No. He didn't get fired from doing the movie. I actually read about this too. He wanted to leave Mad TV and they wouldn't let him go. So he got fired because in his last read through with Mad TV, he screamed all of his lines and then they fired him.
Holy shit.
It's bizarre. You just let him do it. You're like, all right.
But that was actually in the Wikipedia article for Office Space. So I love that I read that. He shouted all of his lines and got fired. And then, he read the script, and he was the first person that they cast for Office Space, actually. He was, the number one person that Mike Judge was like, I want you in this role. This is you.
Why didn't you just go by Mike instead of Michael? Why should I change? He's the one who sucks. I say that all the time.
The no talent ass clown.
I know.
Ass clown.
Yeah.
This is the movie. People say ass clown in movies and shows from then on in. No, it's Office Space.
The amount of quotable stuff in there that's permeated across pop culture for 26 years now.
Yeah.
It's great. Any of those things.
Tell us in the comments.
Yeah.
What's a more quotable movie? Name one. I dare you.
Yeah. I mean, it spawned mini careers for people. The dude who's I'm going to show her my O face later. That dude made a mini career from that. He was in a show for a little while. And you knew him as oh, that's the O face guy.
I hate his face so much.
Oh, it's so red, and he's got the bleached hair.
Bleached blonde hair.
That's so funny though when he's things go well. We'll just show him my O face. Oh, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm like, yes. We get what you mean, Drew. Stop it. Jump to conclusions, Matt.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I've
I love
never,
the jumps to conclusions Matt has lose your turn on it. Why would you?
You're playing alone. I love that whole sequence where he's like, I had an idea once, a long time ago, and they've all heard it. He's trying to get them to ask him. They've all heard it. They're so tired, and then really, what was that, Tom? Well, all right. You would jump to. That's the worst idea I've ever heard, Tom. Yes, it is horrible, this idea.
Yes, this is a horrible idea.
I love them just being like, that's the worst idea I've ever heard, Tom. That's so unsupportive.
Done with it, yeah. My God. There's a part, too, that accident that destroyed his whole body, when he's backing out of the car or whatever.
Yeah.
And then gets T-boned. That That's like in a very impressive stunt in a relatively low budget movie. Like that car gets, because it's like a one shot where you see him backing out.
Oh, the door's closing. Like if they didn't time that right, it would have closed after, like before they got the they hit the car.
I want to know how they did that. Like, what's that all about?
Right. Also introduced the Ghetto Boys. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. One of the greatest songs of all time.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
No Tears from Scarface is also an amazing song. Just Michael Bolton in the car.
I know. That's so, it's just so like perfect. I know.
He's walking down the street. He's like,
rolls up the window.
Locks the door.
Locks the door with his
waits till he
other
gets like a
hand.
safe distance away, and then he starts rapping again. It's fucking perfect.
Turns it back up.
Fucking perfect.
It's like this is. I love their like. That's what you need to know about Michael Bolton.
Yep.
Oh, the Bobs and their whole sequence. The firings. It's just so great. There isn't a week that goes by for 26 years that I haven't said there's a straight shooter with upper management written all over it.
I know the one that it's like, what would you say you do here?
You do here.
I read something where John C. McGintley, the guy who does that, was initially considered for Lumbergh's role.
Oh,
and then they swapped him out, I guess, or whatever. But
there is an alternate ending to this movie.
What?
That you don't need to see. It's just not worth it.
But will you tell us about it?
Don't tell us. Don't
Okay,
tell us
good. I was like, you're not going to
dies.
What? Really?
Yeah, he has a heart attack and dies because he loses like
everything.
Everything. Like it's literally they meet. Mike and Samir meet Peter at the job site, and they're like, "So any of you go to Lumbergh's funeral?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "What a bleak joke!" And then at the end, it's like kind of hopeful because Peter like finally has like a job that he can, I don't know, feel comfortable in or whatever. A supervisor walks over to him and Lawrence, is that his name?
Yeah.
And goes, so yeah, if you guys could just go ahead and pick up all that junk over there, that'd be great. It's like, no!
Oh, I know.
No!
Ended on the high note,
That would be
man.
worse.
It's just like the perfect...
Yeah. No, it's I'm like, because like I've seen some Gen Alpha response to Office Space. Like Office Space was the workplace comedy. It was like this perfect cult niche movie, better than Dilbert, especially in light of today. But also, impressively, virtually no Dilbert iconography in that movie, despite Dilbert having been like a massive, like it was like the avatar for making fun of office culture.
Right.
I totally forgot about Dilbert. You just poked a little spot in my brain that I was like, I remember reading Dilbert comics like while sitting in my mom's office building, being like, this is her life. This sucks.
This sucks. Yeah. I also read a lot of Dilbert. I enjoyed the cartoon.
Let's talk about, we should follow up on the creator, what he's been up to lately.
Yeah, let's look him up.
Oh no. I actually wrote that dude in college because I was making comics in college. And he was, I was like, he wrote back. It was like an email, and he was like a positive, like encouraging email and stuff. I was like, oh, that's great. And then I'm just like, Twitter now, I'm just like, man, you're a fucking psychopath.
I've seen some like random TikTok videos of like kids talking about how they're like, what is up with like millennial culture and their whole problem with having stable jobs. And, like, what a problem that is. Like, I cite Fight Club and Office Space and stuff like that, where they're like, oh, no, I have a 401k. My life sucks. Like, I'm just like, okay. On one hand, I understand, like, the impetus behind, like, the criticism, but, like, they have a lesson there, too. Like, Office Space is about how you're not supposed to just, like, sit there and office culture kind of blows and,
Exactly.
But I guess if you spend enough generations, in abject poverty... They seem like a little whiny.
Exactly.
A little whiny bitch.
It was a little bit more hopeful.
Yeah.
At that time. You could afford to be complaining about your boring ass job.
I mean, there's a reason why Office Space and The Matrix came out in the same year. Like basically Office Space is in the same universe.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
Like Keanu Reeves' character like worked in like the building next door to Initech.
Right?
I remember what's hilarious about that scene in Office Space with the birthday and the cake and just like everyone's just like monotone, like singing happy birthday and shit. That scene, Holly used to work at had a corporate job for a while. And that happened there. Like, it was just like a cake birthday, just like nobody gave a shit or whatever. She's just like, it was like pretty much what motivated her to make that step of like, I got to get out of here and leave.
I gotta leave. So there was a miserable birthday. I need to leave immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. And so she quit and then started becoming a photographer.
That's fantastic.
Inspiring in the weirdest ways.
Yeah. Apparently, Mike Judge got like a bunch of he would get messages from people, and when he sees people on the street, like he'll still have people tell him like, "I watched Office Space and like I quit my job because of you," and he's like, "That's a lot of pressure, but also like good, I guess."
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm fucked.
I guess that's good. But the world is a better place, I think, for having Office Space in it. I have cited 2 instances. I had one finger up. 2 instances of proof. Number 1 is that, so about 4 years after Office Space came out, so this would be 2003, if we're doing the math here correctly, because it came out in 1999, a bunch of the people who had worked on the Office Space were like some of the crew and whatever were doing something else, and they went to like a Fridays, and they noticed nobody had like buttons and stuff on anymore. And so they asked like, what's going on? And they're like, well, because of the movie, people would come in, and so many people made jokes about it that Fridays no longer requires it to be part of their uniform. And
the 32 pieces of flair.
So, there's no more flair required. But like, I don't even think that I realized, because I never really went to Fridays. I was more of a Chili's girl. So I didn't know that was ever a thing.
Way to show
I was
your
like,
privilege,
that's
AJ.
a real thing? I thought... What?
It means nothing.
There was one Chili's in our... there was the Chili's in Milford that we went to, and they're the Fridays we just didn't go to. I don't know why.
Fridays was a little bit
Friday's
further
too
out
expensive,
in
I'll
Orange.
be honest with you. Friday's
We didn't go to Fridays, really. We went to Chili's. Chili's was a little cheaper. We went to Chili's. So I didn't know that the flare was a real thing. So I was like, oh my God, he actually made this change.
Yeah, Mike Judge actually made the world better.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, so the red stapler that they have in the movie, they asked Boston if they could do a Boston, and Boston was like, no, you cannot use their stapler. So Swingline was like, yes, you can use their stapler, but they wanted a red one, so they spray painted it red, and it became so popular, people loved it. So they released a red stapler to their product line in 2002 as a result of Office Space, and it's still a thing that when Mike Judge will go to a set, sometimes the production people will just order an entire box of red staplers and have them waiting for him on set.
Oh, God.
Because people still ask him to sign their staplers.
That's fair. My buddy Ethan has a red Swingline stapler on his desk. I saw it literally last weekend. I'm like,
I mean, if you're gonna have a swing line, it might as well be red.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's
right.
right. Apparently, it didn't pop on screen. They were like, we needed to stand out, so they made it red as a result. And then they were like, and people kept calling Swingline we want the red one, and they're like, we don't make a red one.
What
are you
are they
doing?
talking about?
Why do they keep ordering the red one? There is no red one. They're like, we are missing out on so much inventory. We could sell.
They could sell They probably sold so many more staplers because of them. Thank you, Office Space.
That's right. Yep. I like to think that movie hopefully reached a few managers and at least made them less passive aggressive or remove. I got 6 different bosses, Bob. I'm sorry, what? Or 8 different bosses?
8 different
That's right.
bosses.
Yeah. It does stick
So when
in
I screw up, I got 8 different people bothering me about it. That line
That'll
where
make
he's
me work just enough to not have to
not
get
get
noticed.
yeah.
There is a part that sticks with you. When we had more people in the studio, I'd usually come around in the morning and just go to each desk and see how everybody's doing. I would be drinking coffee here. I would leave whatever I'm drinking so that I don't
Wouldn't go.
So you intentionally are not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
Really?
want to.
So-
because I'm usually just so how's it going? But it's you can't. You're just naturally.
You don't want to be lumber.
Yeah, you just. It's
What's
buried
happening?
in the back of your head.
What's happening?
What's happening?
He does his little sip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you.
What'd you do if you had $1 million? I'll tell you what I'd do, man.
2 chicks at the same time.
That death stare before that, you're oh man, he's gonna open up. 2 chicks at the same time. What? two chicks.
I
That's all
love
you
the
do is
idea
two
that,
chicks.
like, he kind of insinuates that like he wouldn't necessarily be paying women for it, just
No.
that women dig guys with money.
Yeah, not all
Like
chicks.
he.
But the kinds that are double out on a dude like me.
It's also just stupid meme up from that, or it's just like, you know what I do? Dune. It was like Dune 2 chicks at the same time, but they did it where it was just Dune 2, like the sequel to Dune.
Dune 2.
So fucking dumb. I forget the visual. I don't know if they put him with like blue eyes. I can't remember that part, but it was just like,
Oh my god.
so stupid. Just dumbass thing.
Oh, the whole montage where they put the disc into the drive. Also,
Yeah.
it's like if you like know anything about computers, you're like it drives you nuts because it's like clearly on Macs, but they have a DOS prompt, and you're like, yeah. Or they have like PCs and a Mac OS, but then it goes to DOS, and I'm like, what is happening?
It's all over the place.
And the movie is like, stop paying attention to bullshit that doesn't matter.
Stop
What
it.
matters are the jokes.
It's a movie,
Yeah.
but the details matter.
Yeah.
That's why there's a red stapler, man.
I'm going to share my favorite scene here from the movie.
Oh god.
You should have started with it.
I'll be very disappointed of you if you don't keep this going for the
There's
next
no way
year.
I can't stop. I can't stop.
Once you freak, you can't stop.
You will not trust anything that I am sharing at this point. Any
No.
video
Ever again.
at any
Can't
point
It will be the
could
freak
be the
phone.
freak phone. So get ready. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the comments last week and all the information about Transformers and stuff. If you're watching us on YouTube, leave us a comment. We love them.
Don't
Give us a
mind
like,
by getting
subscribe.
pale at the end here.
I know. I'm losing blood. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, leave us a comment. Give us
a like.
give us a ranking there, right? Yeah. Appreciate that. It always helps. You guys got anything you want to plug?
Go check out, pick up a phone.
Yeah, check out Freak Phone. I can't believe you didn't fucking use Freak Phone one more time.
We've got a special deal with Freak Phone this week. The first 5 minutes is free. So if you call Freak Phone and you punch in Dorkly, the first 5 minutes are free. But after that, it's double the price for all the freaks that you can handle.
If you want to put this in the shout outs, shout out to the people who write in our comments, and please let me know what 800 numbers or 900 numbers did you call when you were a kid? Like, what were your go-tos?
AJ, you want to take us out?
We like you, and we hope you like us. Wish
No one
somebody.
will let me make a movie now because both those movies failed.
Oh, a camera.
Oh,
Oh no, your camera gave out.
I'm so pale now. Holy crap. Look at that.
Looks like found footage.
yeah. The Blair Witch is coming for you.
I'm lost. I'm lost.
Help.
What was it?